IFW, the international voice of freight and logistics.
Thanks for tuning into IFW Radio, a sound idea for the world of freight. Tell you what, I've got to have a sit down because it's been a really hectic week here at IFW Towers. With less than 6 weeks to go for the IFW Awards, we've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to produce what we believe, what we're confident will be the most successful event in the awards' illustrious 14-year history. Now we've got comedian and presenter Patrick Kilty in the house, and we've also got some of the biggest names in freight and logistics turning up, and the whole thing will be filmed and recorded by IFW. If you haven't booked your table yet for the awards, what are you waiting for? Head over to www.ifw-net.com for the lowdown on how you can be part of the freight industry's most celebrated annual event. Who knows, if you play your cards right, you may even get a chance to meet me in the flesh. I know, there's a lot to offer, but we're generous people. Oh, one more thing. If you're in the freight industry, then you really have to register with our LinkedIn group and follow us on Twitter. If you do that, our Twitter service will update you with exclusive stories from the world of freight and logistics, and through our LinkedIn group, you'll be able to discuss these stories and lots of industry issues with your peers. You know what? It won't cost you a penny. Now at this point I did ask for a drum roll so that we can heighten the dramatic effect, but instead I've got a sausage roll. Anyway, I'll tuck into this while our own David Badger brings you a roundup of some of the headline making stories from the week of freight. Over to you, Dave.
Thank you, Kizzy. Well, here at IFW the week began on a sad note, as the shipping industry bid farewell to one of its last pioneers. It was announced that Guido Grimaldi, the founder and chairman of the eponymous Ro-Ro operator, had died at the age of 92. The business he founded today controls 7 shipping companies with more than 100 vessels. This was followed by the surprising revelation in a report by Dynamar that, due to the popularity of slow steaming strategies, today's container ships actually move slower than the sailing ships of old. The report also suggests that although slow steaming can save carriers money, they are having a negative effect on service quality and reliability. The latest chapter in the air cargo price-fixing saga arrived when Scandinavian Airlines agreed to pay $14 million to settle class action lawsuits in the United States filed against its cargo arm. SAS Cargo was a defendant along with numerous other air cargo carriers in a number of class action lawsuits brought in spring 2006 after the US Department of Justice and the European Commission began investigations into allegations of price fixing in the air cargo industry. Price fixing of another sort, this time currently not against the law, hit the headlines as shippers have called on Asian and African governments to introduce antitrust laws to regulate carrier agreements. A joint statement issued by shipper organisations from around the world followed the recent Global Shippers Forum in Macau, and drew attention to what they call the unfavourable position of Asian and African shippers who are afforded apparently little or no protection by the application of antitrust laws. Last week saw the launch of a new freight forwarding network that will operate as a virtual multinational, which it claims will provide advantages currently enjoyed only by the industry's biggest players. IFW has been told that applications are now being accepted to join the Madrid-based Conqueror Freight network, in which members will work together on at least 50% of their shipments to maximise the benefits of what they describe as disciplined cooperation. And there was more good news. Logistics specialist Agility, TNT and UPS are working together to provide vital support for Pakistan, following the flooding that has covered at least 160,000 square kilometres, an area larger than England, and has directly affected 21 million people. The operators have formed units called Logistics Emergency Teams, or LETs, and they're pooling their resources to supply much-needed warehousing, transport and logistics services to the devastated country. AP Moller-Maersk has hit back at allegations that its shipping and port divisions have been pressurising shippers in Western India to use Gujarat Pipavav port, part owned by its subsidiary APM Terminals. As exclusively reported in IFW the week before, Indian shippers have claimed that the Danish group's container shipping divisions, Saf Marine and Maersk Line, had agreed only to provide shipping services in Gujarat state via GPPL facilities, through a 2-year exclusivity deal that is valid until the 31st of March 2012. An AP Moller Terminals spokesman would not confirm or deny the existence of the deal, but said Indian shippers were free to choose any line or port for their services. SNCF-owned Sea France is set to be granted a 3-month extension to its period in administration, which expired on Wednesday, following a request by its receivers to a commercial court in Paris yesterday. The court was considering Sea France's recovery plan, drawn up with the receivers in the summer, and currently the only solution on the table to take the struggling cross-channel ferry operator out of administration. The news broke on Friday morning that FedEx is to axe nearly 2,000 jobs and close 100 service centres in the United States in a bid to offset the spiralling losses of its freight division. The drastic move was announced following indications from the world's second largest package delivery company that the global economic recovery remained uneven. Meanwhile, back to price-fixing scandals, which now appear to have spread to another industry. Some of Europe's top truck manufacturers, including Mercedes, Scania, MAN, Iveco, Renault and Volvo, are at the centre of new price-fixing inquiries this week. The UK's Office of Fair Trading visited the UK headquarters of Daimler's Mercedes-Benz as part of what they called a broad-ranging investigation into the pricing of trucks. During the raid, one person was arrested, but was later released on bail. All these stories and more, of course, appear on the IFW website, and you can reach that by going to www.ifw-net.com. Thank you, and back to you, Kizzy.
Thanks, Dave, and there you have it, all the headlines and more from the freight industry's #1 media brand. Now, if you've got a story for us, we'd love to hear from you. Pop over to the website at www.ifw-net.com and click the Contact Us link. It's as easy as that. In the meantime, have a great week and see you soon.